Alright, let's briefly recap what happened in the last real episode. We teamed up with Kaine, and she told us about this city, of which the king is suffering from the same horrible disease that Yona is, and they're working on a cure. So we're gonna head over there, see if they're making good progress on that or not.
Hopefully they are, because, I mean, I can't deal with many more heartbreaking Yona scenes than what we've had already.
Yeah, and it would be good, because then we don't have to deal with any of these sealed verses anymore.
What's Facade like?
It's strange. Let's just leave it at that.
Stranger than a boorish young woman who battles monsters in her undergarments.
Let's go.
I agree that living in the desert when there's a perfectly livable, like, grassy area 2 miles away from it is pretty weird.
Maybe the city is just a facade for...
Oh. Maybe it's near a source of water or something. Maybe they've found a way to make good living.
Surely they wouldn't, like, have, like, a whole society built in just the middle of a giant desert.
What's that?
It is known as a scorpion. Phylum Arthropoda, subphylum Chelicerata, order Scorpionata. They are closely related in form and structure to other arachnids.
Well, that clears everything up.
It's an enemy. Kill it.
Now that I understand.
So Grimoire Weiss starts talking about scorpions, but really what we're dealing with right now is wolves.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was like, that does not sound like scorpions in the slightest.
Wolves are actually really annoying, and they're one of the few enemies that the Dark Phantasm spell is actually really good for. Just because it comes out immediately and does a good chunk of damage, bam, get out of there.
Yeah, and it's good to deal with these enemies, which are like running all over the place.
Yeah.
There's even a tutorial for fighting wolves specifically.
Because they're just that much of a pain.
It requires a tutorial.
Yeah. They run all over the place. They have 2 different attacks. They have that charge attack we saw earlier, and sometimes they'll just grab you and bite you, and then you have to, like, punch them off. And there's a great animation for that.
Yeah, that's awesome. They're adorable, though. That's my issue with wolves, is that I can't get over the fact that they're basically wild, much larger dogs.
Yeah.
They still have that cuteness to them, but
they do.
They will eat you.
Wolves are often really fluffy, but yeah, they'll eat you.
If you're not careful. Maybe you can tame a wolf, but apparently taming wolves usually leads to them actually taking on domestic dog qualities. Or at least it's true when you breed tame wolves, so you breed them tame.
Wait, they're leaving.
That one appears to be the pack leader.
Man, I don't know what's going on with, like, there's wolves, and then there's all these stone things all over the place.
The things? You mean these little buildings here?
These buildings, and then that weird thing that they thought looked like a graveyard, but then it wasn't. And then there's scorpions under the sand, too.
Oh gosh, they just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, you can see them on the mini-map, and there's little, like, particle effects coming out of the sand right where they are.
Huh, I can see. God, this is big scorpions.
Yeah, and they're a real bother, because they poison you when they hit you, and then you have to use an antidote, and also heal yourself.
Use those medicinal herbs we've gathered so many of.
Yeah.
Do they actually work as antidotes, or do you have to...
No, you have to use a separate item for that.
Right, I see.
The gate's closed shut.
Doesn't look like we'll be getting in very easily.
Now see here...
You know these guys, Kaine?
No, it's not that. A while back, I saved one of their kids from a pack of wolves. Ever since, this town's welcomed me with open arms. It's gotta be a pretty screwed up place if they let me in, huh? Anyway, I don't know the language or anything. so don't get too excited.
So when I said that Seafront was the last major hub area of the game, that was kind of wrong of me. I wasn't lying or anything, I just kind of forgot that this town was such a big deal.
The king lives in the big building. Figure out the rest for yourself.
What about you?
I'll stay here. I hate crap like this.
I don't know whether to thank you or wish you ill. I suppose a quick stroll about town is in order.
The language they use here is pretty crazy. So good luck with that.
Oh, come on now, how bad could it possibly be?
Let's see. Oh.
I can't understand a thing these people are saying.
They speak a language I have never before encountered.
They speak in silence.
And also I can't hear what they're saying through their masks.
Maybe I should have studied languages when I was a kid.
You could speak 1,000 tongues and still fail if you lack knowledge of another's culture.
Seems like a pretty... I wonder if they're based on any real life, it's based on some sort of, like, Zulu or Kenyan sort of influence, maybe.
I don't know, but wait till Yona hears about this.
Uh-huh.
I'd wager that huge structure is the king's manor.
How did we even get there?
With willpower and smarts, my good man.
So Facade, as you might be able to see, has this giant hellish labyrinth layout, even worse than Seafront. But getting around isn't actually as hard as it looks. As long as you sort of stick to the outer perimeter, you can basically get everywhere.
What is that like sand conveyor belt thing going on?
Come on, Bryce. Help me out here.
I am a brilliant book of unspeakable value, not some dog-eared travel guide.
There's just quicksand running through the whole place, and they use it as a way to get around, I guess.
It reminds me of the Pyramid and Shifting Sands lands from Mario 64 a little bit.
Yeah, it is kind of like that.
Will we find some secret stars there? Who knows?
Stairs. They couldn't have made this more needlessly complicated if they tried.
We'd best figure out a way to the king. Elsewise, we'll be ascending and descending stairs until doomsday.
We're already here, come on now.
I like how NieR is just getting so annoyed at stairs. Also, I didn't know that he has an animation for when he's like half up a stair. That's cool.
Yep.
No entry, it would seem.
I sure wish I understood this language of theirs.
This is pointless. Let us go back.
Wow, what a venture. Rather uncharacteristically for this game, it actually offers to not waste your time by letting you warp back to the beginning right away. Let's get out of here.
Yeah,
oh no!
Oh no! No, not the pineapples. Like, poor child.
All the assorted fruit and that child.
Gotta pick him up.
We gotta help her out.
Can we take the fruit for ourselves?
No, what? Why would you even say something like that? Come on.
I don't know. This is a JRPG style game. But I noticed that it's not going into the inventory, so...
No, we're gonna give it all back to her.
The game won't let us be cruel, which is good.
It is.
Oh, look. This one lacks the power of speech. Perhaps she can communicate through gesture. Let me see. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am Fira. Are you in trouble?
No, we just need to ask your leaders about something. But I can't do that unless I can understand them.
I can guide you? Oh, she will act as our guide. How fortuitous. But first, I must explain this town.
I'm not here for a tour.
No, there are rules to follow. Follow me. Well, there you have it.
So we went sprinting through the town pretty quickly, and that won't do, so now we're gonna follow this little girl around, and she's gonna tell us all about this place.
Yeah, I'm glad that Grimoire Weiss understands the NieR planet's sign language.
Yeah, he doesn't understand these people's language, but he does understand sign language.
It's a little bit strange, because I've always had the thought that maybe Grimoire Weiss would, understand, but whatever.
Rule 106.
Is Rule 106 the reason for your labyrinthine system of staircases? Well, I suppose eccentric people deserve an eccentric town.
So one thing you might notice is that in Facade, a lot more lines are voiced than in most of the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And I guess that's to sort of contrast the fact that Fira can't talk, and we can. I don't know.
I think, yeah, I suppose it makes sense in a way. I mean, it highlights it in a way that we wouldn't be able to tell otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, come now. What could possibly be the point of such an absurd rule?
Hold on. Your people are still making rules?
Of all the idiocy, I could never live in this city.
Don't worry, we can find a way to exploit the city and do a speed run.
No, actually, these supposed, like, fast travel Sandskiff ships are actually incredibly slow.
I gotta admit, I do quite like this a lot. This is great.
Yeah, it's funny, but man, we'll be doing this a lot.
Please tell me that we'll just be spending most of this episode just doing some weird random things because the rules dictate so.
No, because the rules don't apply to outsiders. I guess, except for, like, some of them. I don't know.
But there's a rule dictating which rules are responsible for the outsiders for. There are rules for...
Actually, that's not just one rule, it's an entire subsection.
It's like an amendment.
Yeah.
Ah, so the aristocracy lives in the top levels, while the commoners subsist below. Seems like a rather unpleasant rule for those on the bottom. Does this girl plan to drag us about the entire town in this fashion?
The kid sure does love her rules, doesn't she?
So once again, the game takes mercy on you by letting you skip this entire long-winded tour across the town. But what kind of 100% LP would this be if we did that? So we're gonna take the whole tour.
You can skip it even your first time playing the game?
Yes. It's really long, okay?
That's brilliant. I love it it's just that long that we actually need this.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
we're gonna start speeding it up a little from now on.
We gotta go see all the rules, all 150,000 of them.
Well, really, in the end, functionally, we're just looking at all the shops.
We're going shopping then.
No, we're just looking around.
And we're not even shopping.
Hold on. A strange things store.
Those things aren't looking that strange to me.
Yeah, I just noticed the stop sign and stuff.
Such as...
Yeah, that's pretty strange.
If you get in the way of fear at any point, you get this message, and then you have to walk out of the way.
It seems we are impeding progress.
Yep, he says the same thing every time.
Just to remind you.
Yeah. But that store is, like, kind of important, I guess, because it serves as a reminder that this game does take place in the far future of the actual real world, supposedly.
Where there are no more stop signs.
Yeah. It's all go all the time, baby.
No one stops moving.
Like a Duracell battery.
Continues on even when it's not meant to. Oh, they make masks. Huh.
They make masks out of that bear. I don't know how.
It's probably the inside. You know, it's nice and furry, so it keeps you nice and comfortable.
I don't know, it doesn't really look like there's any soft material on the masks at all.
Yeah. Looks so deceiving.
Yeah, I guess so.
I feel like we've gone around the same...
We have to go around one more time.
But aren't we just stopping in the same place?
We started right above from here, like where that staircase is up there. That was the first shop we went to.
Wow. That was a thing and a half.
Thanks.
These rules are enough to make a sensible man reach for the noose. I don't know how you survive in a place with so many inconvenient prescripts.
Whatever gets you through the day.
Worth noting, by the way, is that even though we just went around looking at all of the town's vendors, we still can't actually use any of them because we still don't speak the language.
Oh, of course. We gotta go for at least 5 more rules, or maybe even 50,000 more rules just to learn a language, though.
I don't know, I mean, you know, NieR and Grimoire Vice are talking about, all these rules, that's crazy. But how many laws do, like, a normal country in, like, Western society have? Probably also a lot.
That's true. And so we have so many laws and rules that we can't keep track of them all, which is why we need to require...
Even though you're expected to.
Yeah, which is why we have so many loopholes.
It's a wild world out there.
I wonder if there are any loopholes here as well. Oh, he's gone. Oh.
The Black Scroll. Thank you. All of this touring has been helpful for understanding your language. I believe I will be able to speak with this advisor myself.
So now we can finally communicate with the other people of the town.
We need to talk to the prince.
My patience for this kind of thing has long ago evaporated.
It's not your fault, Vera. Let's go back to Kaine for now.
Man, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but this whole thing is looking like quite a fruitless venture.
There's got to be a reason why we're going through so many hoops for nothing. The game is parodying something.
Slow down, I can barely hear the person who saved me. Surely you don't mean Kaine. Kaine helped you, this foul-mouthed hussy?
Piss off, book. You guys done?
Oh no.
Oh, finally, we can do something.
Well, no, if he's missing, then that'll mean that means it's even harder to get, like, an audience with him.
I'd love to know how they learn all these rules off by heart.
It's just 6 hours at school every day.
6 hours. And then 1 hour for food, and then another 6 for bedtime.
Looks like all those rules are getting in the way.
This is their way and their system of laws. As outsiders, we have no say in the matter. Come, we should be off.
Well, that was a good introduction to the town, I guess, but it looks like we'll have to come back here some other time when this whole situation has worked itself out.
But now what can we do? We've got no leads anymore. Or rather, our lead is not going to be very easy to organize right now.
Yeah, well, Popola might know something. She's always reading. Maybe she's found a new lead.
It's always back to Popola. Is she still in the tavern?
No, she's back at the library at this point.
Okay. She's not moving. Who's she waiting for?
I don't know. Maybe she just wants to relax a little bit.
You could just ask an outsider to go save him. Then no one violates a rule. You know, an outsider, like me.
And oh, what luck. There just happens to be an outsider here who can't stop meddling in the affairs of others.
I'll do it. Fira told me about Rule 1024. You know that one, right? Rule 1024. You must honor the request of any outsider owed a debt. That's how it goes, right, Fira?
Why did I ever agree to travel with such a pack of do-gooders?
Let's go.
Looks like we've got ourselves tied up in yet another adventure. How's that always happen?
Oh man, Grimoire Vice must be slowly seething and quivering in his pages.
Well, at the end of the day, it's still gonna help us get towards our end goal. So.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that Kaine knows all the loopholes.
Well, it's not a loophole.
Yes, I guess it's like a...
Depends on how you look at it.
Yeah. I mean, they couldn't ask any outsider to do it, but they have a rule where any outsider owed a debt. So I suppose...
Well, I don't think not being able to ask an outsider about it isn't a rule, it's just the way it is. Unless they said that, I don't know.
They know how to get through the sandstorm, that's useful.
Yep. But first,
oh my
we
God.
have to get there.
You have to follow the entire way?
Yes.
Did she run so... Oh my God.
See, I think Fira is cool because she is nice and she has a cool gait and I like the noises she makes when she runs, but I really wish she could pick up the pace a little bit.
Would she make like a little bob noise with her mask?
No, she makes like little huff puff noises.
Aww. But like, I swear to God, all this like inconvenience must be referencing something.
I don't know, it's just...
Or is it just the game or is this just like a big joke?
This sand is just too much.
The moment I open my mouth, the sand rushes inside.
Vice, you don't even have a mouth. How does Vera deal with this?
Perhaps there is some kind of filter inside that mask of hers.
I don't know. All this unending tedium, that's just part of the Caveat brand.
These people should stop arguing about rules and follow Vera's lead.
She seems to possess almost boundless stores of energy.
So, the thing about these wolves is that if you run too far away from Fira, first you'll get a warning, and then afterwards you'll get sent back to the last checkpoint within the sandstorm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so you don't want to do that. That's bad.
So oh my gosh. So you really do have to just keep close to Fira the entire time.
Yes, which is hard because you knock the wolves away so far.
Yeah.
This girl must possess extreme patriotism. Look how she gives all for the sake of her prince.
I like how Kaine is just like trying so hard but doing so little.
Yeah, NPCs in this game, or your party members in this game, are not particularly helpful.
Not like we need their help.
No. Oh, goodbye, Kaine.
Well, see ya.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Alright, we braved the sandstorm, which in real time took about 10 minutes. And now we're gonna head inside the Baron Temple, see if we can save this prince who got himself lost in there, I guess. Even though the door is wide open.